I am back with another What Sold video. This is week 5 of 2024. So if you want to see what sold, stay tuned.
Brazil where the deals just shine. Boss ladies on the grind every single time. From fitness to new, they got the fashion view. Step into their world, you feel brand new. Got Gucci, got Prada, got everything you crave. Their passion for fashion is what they bravely gave. Brazil getting strong and the ladies in command. Three queens
So
Brazil.
welcome in, friends. This is Stephanie with Three Queens Resell, and I am a full-time reseller, and I sell on platforms like Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, Depop, and we are back on Whatnot this week. So thanks for joining. In this video, I am going to show you what has sold this week. As much as we all love a haul and to go shopping and to see what's I'm picking up and the brands and all that good stuff, it's also equally important to see what is selling in real time. So I committed in 2024 to consistently bringing you a what sold video every Sunday. So I'm going to try to get it in every Sunday. We got like 3 hours left in Sunday, friends. So I'm going to get her up here. So if that sounds good and you are a just starting out reseller or even a veteran reseller, click that subscribe button. Join me on my reselling journey, and you can watch me make all the mistakes and have all the fun and kind of learn with me along the way. So we are going to get into it. I like to break it down by day, platform. I'll share with you pictures so that you can see the items, and I'll tell you any discounts and how long I've had it. So we're going to, and then at the end, stay tuned all the way to the end because I will go over my numbers and my action plan for next week moving forward. So we are in week 5 of 2024, which starts off with Sunday, January 28th. I had 5 sales. They were all on Poshmark. So first up is this mini Bowden Kids raincoat size 7. It was a quick flip. It sold in 5 days. I listed it on January 23rd. It sold for $20. I took an offer. After the $4 in fees, I sent an offer. And the $2.02 shipping discount, I was left with $13.98. That was Ben's pickup. Next up, this was an oldie but a goldie, and I was happy to see him go. It was these merino suede ankle boots, size 7.5. It's a pretty expensive brand, but in my knowledge moving forward, it doesn't really matter what things cost retail as far as resale. So make sure you're not paying up for things that are very expensive retail, but on the resale market, there's just no interest. And that's kind of what I believe with this brand. Interesting enough, I've also sold a pair of shoes from this brand today, so it'll be in next week's video. But that's like weird that I've had 2 items from this brand and they've both sold within a week of each other. But I've had these since November 15th of 2021. I told you they were oldies. So I finally sold them for $12 after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $7.03. Bye. Next up were these Sundry, which I think is an Anthropologie brand. I know some pieces come up on their website and some don't. But these black denim jeans, they had like a cheetah print stripe down the side. They had been listed since August 15th of 2023. And they sold for $18 after their $3.60 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $12.38. Next up, I'm super excited about this one. It was also a Ben's sale or a Ben's pickup. And when I found it, I knew that I had something good. So it was this J. Crew puffer coat. The person rated it 5 stars because it was fabulous. And these coats were going for over $300 online. They still have like a similar model on their website. So this was listed December 19th of 2023. So just like a month ago. about 5 weeks ago. It ended up selling for $89 after the $17.80 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $69.18. That is amazing for an item that I picked up at the bins. I probably had $5 into it. Next up was this Anthropologie Sink a set dress size 8. And I was a little disappointed in this one. I think I picked this one up at the consignment shop and I was hoping for more for it. And I guess I could have waited a little longer because it's not really dress season for a lot of people. I'd only had this one listed since November 3rd of 23, but I ended up sending out offers, I think for either 40 or 50% off last Saturday. And these were all the residual offers that just came through. But it sold for $20 after the $4 in fees and the shipping discount. I was left with $13.98, bringing Sunday's total to $116.55. Moving on to Monday. Monday, January 29th, we had 6 sales. The first was this Dooney and Burke pink shoulder bag. It was also a bins pickup, and it sold for $42. And after the $8.40 in fees, I was left with $33.60. It had been listed since December 7th, so almost 2 months. Next was these Rag and Bone heeled boots. They sold for $30, and these are Poshmark sales I'm starting off with first. After the $6 in fees, I was left with $24. Those had been listed a long time. They had been listed since December 12th of 2022. So, yes, trying to get rid of all those 21s and 22s. Next up, we had this Esprit trench coat size medium. It sold for $25. After the $5 in fees, I was left with $20, and that had been listed since August 8th of 2022. And then we had these Michael Kors high tops, size 7.5. They were like a metallic silvery gold. I thought they were cute, and they have been and apparently this is a very specific buyer. They had been listed since October 4th of 2022. And I was sent an offer for $10. I took it because there had been no other traction on all 4 platforms. And so after the $2.95 in fees, I made $7.05. And next up on Mercari, we had this Old Navy maternity dress size 2XL. It sold for $18. After the $3 in fees, I was left with $14.96. And that had been listed since November 14th of 2023. And then finally, we had a Depop sale. It was this Jones Wear cardigan sweater. It sold for $17.50. And after the $304 in fees, I was left with $14.46, bringing our Monday totals to $114.07. I hate it when I leave blank pages in my notebook. I feel like I'm wasting pages. Next up on Tuesday, we had one sale. So Tuesday, January 30th, we sold this J. Crew women's vintage slim straight jeans. They're a button fly. I didn't write down the size. Sorry. It'll be in the videos. They sold for $36. After the $7.20 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount, I was left with $26.78. And I can't remember if those were a bins pickup or a consignment shop. But they'd only been listed since January 25th, so they sold in 5 days. And I do have several other pair. I feel like that's a larger size. I do have several other pair of J. Crew jeans that I've picked up, so I'm super excited, and hopefully they'll sell quickly as well. Moving on to Wednesday, January 31st, we had 2 sales, and the first one was on Poshmark. It was this J. Crew long sleeve cashmere sweater. I do pick up cashmere in any brand if it doesn't have any holes, because people look for that kind of material. And this was listed since October 26th of 2023. I really like this sweater because I like the striping pattern in it, and it was super soft. It sold for $16. I took an offer, and after the $3.20 in fees, I was left with $12.80. We are nearing the end of sweater season, so it's time to let some sweaters go. Next, we had these on Mercari. We had these torrid open-toed like slingback booty. It's a faux suede material, super cute. Look at the photos. And they sold on Mercari for $27. After the $4.21 in fees, I was left with $22.79, which those had only been listed since January 4th, so they sold in less than a month. I'm really working on, I know I've got some like longer, older things, and so I'm sending out offers on those things like aggressively weekly to clear out some older inventory. But moving forward, I'm really trying to look at comps and look at sell through rate to make sure that we are listing some great items that can flip quickly and we don't become a storage facility. Our Wednesday total came to $35.59 for those two items. On Thursday, February 1st, start of a new month, I sold one item and it was on Poshmark. It was this Anthropology tape measure black blouse. It sold for $19 after the $3.80 in fees. I was left with $15.20, and that had been listed since August 23rd of 2022. So if you are wondering how I can keep such good track of my inventory and when it was listed, it is because I use List Perfectly. And List Perfectly is an inventory management system. Some of the things that you're able to do with it are cross list to other platforms, but you can also like edit listings and push out new listings. You can delist and relist using it, and it's just an awesome way to manage your inventory. I'll link a video up above as to how I use List Perfectly to manage my inventory. But if you are looking for an inventory system or a cross-listing system, give List Perfectly a try. My code is in the description below, and you get something off the first month. I believe it's 30%, but don't quote me. But go and check out that video and check out List Perfectly. Moving on to Friday, February 2nd. We had 7 sales, and I got back into Whatnot. So we'll start off with the Whatnot auction. I had suspended Whatnot for several reasons. One is that I've been helping my sister clean out her house. She had a flood a couple of weeks ago, and everything got wet while we were out of town. Due to a pipe burst, so she needed some help cleaning out her house, especially her reselling stuff and getting it to storage. So I've been working at that, and I had decided that my goal was to list 250 items a week, and I'm like made that my focus. So I kind of put Whatnot auctions on the back burner. So we came back to auctions on Friday, and I just like scheduled a plus size morning auction, and I scheduled it a few days out. Like 20 people had bookmarked it. I'm gonna try to do that auction weekly now, and kind of go on with it. To be honest, friends, I have been a little anxious just with everything going on in my world, and so when I'm feeling anxious, Whatnot is not a priority because you got to deal with the public and be on. And sometimes I just want to list item. I go to the bins, put my earbuds in, find things, bring them home, wash them, and list them while I'm watching murder shows. So I get real introverted and into myself, and I don't want to go online and be social in a whatnot show. So that's also been a little bit of it as well. But I am going to try to insert those back into our reselling business. So for a not advertised show, I sold 18 items that came to 78.14 with an average sale price of 434. We did start those at $3. So I was pretty happy with that. I was on for about an hour. And I do rain and pools, so I don't take photographs or anything anymore. I'm like, here it is, and I do super low starts because I am doing random pulls, and I think that draws people in more. But as far as the items that sold, we had 6 items on Poshmark and 1 on eBay. So let's get to it. On first, we had these Bass penny. I'm just gonna say penny loafers. They're like a black white. When I sourced these, I looked up comps, of course, because they're consignment shop pickup, and I think I had like $5 into them, and the comps were really good. But they reminded me of a pair of shoes I had right out of college. I had a pair of shoes like these and I loved them, and I lent them to a friend, and then she moved away and took my shoes with her. So if these would have been my size, I probably would have kept them. But these sold for $60, and after the $12 in fees, I was left with 48, and they had been listed since January 11th. So less than a month on those. Next up was this Hello Molly pink sequin dress, which will be perfect for someone for Valentine's Day. It had been listed since December 18th of 23, and it sold for $22 after the $4.40 in fees and the $2.02 shipping discount. I was left with $15.58. Next was this Nordstrom's long sleeve dress, size medium. It's kind of matronly, like midi length. I don't know why I picked it up. I don't even remember where I picked it up from. It was probably a bins thing, and I'm probably not going to pick up Nordstrom brand things like that anymore unless it has like a specific Nordstrom like brand. But this sold for $8. I got an offer for $8 after the $2.95 fees. I was left with 505. It had been listed since March 30th of 2022 with no attention. So it kept getting marked down. Next was another Ben's pickup. It was this Eileen West long sleeve flannel gown, size large. It sold for $15 after the $3 in fees. I was left with 12, and that had been listed since the 23rd of January. So just less than a couple of weeks it was listed. And next we had these torrid heeled shoes, size 8.5. They have been listed since November 18th, and they sold for $13 after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with 10.05. Then we had this mod cloth shirt, size 3X. This had been listed since January 9th, so about a month, a little less than a month. It sold for $15. After the $3 in fees, I was left with 12. And then we had an eBay sale. We had this Lily Pulitzer gold puffer vest. I wore this a couple of weeks ago and decided I can let this go. I'm kind of over it. So this was from my personal collection. We took an offer for it for $40 on eBay. So after the $7.20 in fees, we were left with $13.80, or that had been listed since the 24th. So just a few days, just a few weeks. And then so our Friday total with the whatnot sales came to $213.62. And then last but not least, we are on to Saturday. Saturday we had 5 sales, and the first was this White House Black Market knit top, size medium. I took an offer for $9, and it's after the $2.95 in fees. I was left with 605. So I am very generous with offers first thing in the morning. Every morning when I wake up, this is probably a problem, and I probably need to not do this. Is I reach for my phone and I check for offers on all four of the platforms we send, and usually I will accept them because I want to have good reselling mojo and start the day off with some sales before I even get out of bed. And this was one of those things. So, which is fine. I had had it since July 27th of 2023. And so it had sat for a minute. Next up were these American Eagle artist jeans. They sold offers to likers for $10. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with 202 and the $2.02 shipping discount, I was left with 503. Those have been listed since December 29th of 2022, and I have decided moving forward that I'm only picking up current American Eagle denim and only like new tag American Eagle items. Um, I just don't get that much for it. The market is kind of saturated with it, and then the items sit for a long time. So it's on one of my brands I'm not picking up anymore list. Next up was this J. Jill Wherever dress, blue, size 2X. The Wherever line is like their travel line. It's like jersey knit, stretchy, wrinkle resistant material, and great pieces. And whenever I see it, I do pick it up. It doesn't necessarily get the top dollar, but it will sell consistently and pretty quickly as well. This dress, well, as I say this dress has been listed since July 13th of 2023, but it is a 2X. So, and it's sold for $18 after the $3.60 in fees and the shipping discount. I was left with $12.38. And then we had on Depop this Lands End puffer coat. It had been listed since January 4th, so for about a month. It sold for $29.80. After the $4.78, I was left with $25.02, and that was a bins pickup as well. And then final sale of the week, it came in like 11:58, friends. Was this Alex evening dress, evening gown. It is a size 22 women's. It is a purple evening gown. The photos do not do it justice, but I accepted an offer for $50. I had it listed for 80, but I just think the photos aren't that good. So, and it's hard for us to do plus size anyway, and then a plus size evening gown was even harder, and so we did the best we could with it. But so $50, $9 in fees, and so 41 in the bank account for us, and that brings our total to 89.58 for Saturday. So I am going to share our weekly numbers with you. And if you're new here, I have 4 ways that I kind of like measure my work throughout or my success throughout the week. And one of those ways is listing. So I want to talk a little bit about my challenge of listing 250 items a week. So it is not happened yet. I have not reached 250 items a week. I have not even reached 200. So to preserve my mental health, I'm going to back my goal down to 200 for this week to see if I can hit 200. It just feels like we have a lot going on. And then when I miss a day, it forces me to have to list like 50 or 60 things, which I really just don't have the time to like make up when something happens and I have to miss. Or like excuse me, I had 3 days this week that I couldn't list, either because I was not feeling good, or I had appointments for my shoulder, or I was helping my sister. And so just with like it just didn't work into the day. Or I did list, but only a few items. Like it wasn't, because I do get some items in every day, but it wasn't like my even 20 items to help me get to my goal. So to help me be more consistent, I'm gonna back down to 200 for February and see if that is attainable. Um, and I do see, because I'm changing how I source and what items I pick up, it is harder to find 250 items for me, especially shopping at the Goodwill bins that meet my all of my markers like brand, condition, and all that good stuff. So that's like a little caveat. So this will be the last week that the goal is at 250. For right now, we're gonna back down to 200, which would be what, 800 a month. So still ambitious, but we're gonna see if we can have more success with that. So as far as this week for listings, I had 90. Like I said, it was just an off week, and so I was at 30%, 36% of my goal. And for the month, I had 458 listings. The goal was 1,000, which brought me to 46% of my goal. And still at the year, we're at 12,000 listings that we want. I will adjust that in February, and we're at 0.38% of that goal. So those are my listing numbers. As far as the other matrix that I kind of rank myself on, that is average sale price, items sold, and total. So the total that I want to sell each week is 1,000, and I had 596.84. I am just noticing that reseller, like everybody's numbers are like seem to be like down a little bit as I watch other people's what sold videos. And I think that's because into January, into February is kind of like a we talk about summer slowdown. I feel like it's like winter slowdown because people have the winter clothes that they need for the most part, but they're not really in the market to buy spring, summer clothes. So I do expect sales to pick up here in the next couple of weeks as I have been, I spent the last month listing a crazy amount of great, awesome items, but also I am like sourcing those. I'm trying to source for the next season. So people will be, when people are ready to buy those things, I will have them in good supply. So I'm expecting an upswing. But as far as items sold, my goal is 50. I sold 27, which puts me at 54% of my goal. And then our average sale price is 20, and I'm at 1921, and that puts us at 96% of our goal. So my action steps for the next week are to continue to list, to hopefully get all 200 of my listings done. I am part of a new Depop program where I am working on listing consistently over there and kind of going through learning how their platform works so I can be a better seller there. So I'll start working on that tomorrow. And we will continue to be consistent. My mind is shifting more towards, now that we're above standard on eBay, I want to use all the listings available to me on eBay every month and really start to make eBay our main push and main focus. So I'll be focusing on making sure we're keeping that clean, but also sending out offers and running sales on eBay like I do on Poshmark. So let me know what your numbers are this week and how you're doing in the comments down below. And be sure to if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. I love feedback, and I would love for you to join me on my reseller journey and subscribe and hit that bell notification. And I will see you in the next one, friends. Bye-bye.
Three queens Brazil, where the deals just shine. Boss ladies on the grind every single time. From victims to new, they got the fashion view. Step into their world, you feel brand new. Got Gucci, got Prada, got everything you crave. Their passion for fashion is what they bravely gave. Brazil getting strong and the ladies in command. Three queens Brazil, taking over the land.